On number 8, we're solving the system using elimination. Remember, this in bold won't be on your test, but you can't add your equations until one of your variables will cancel. So the coefficients of one of your variables have to be opposites, like +4 and -4, so that they will cancel. So right now, both of these are in standard form, but if I added my equations, neither the x or the y would cancel. And so I'm not ready to use elimination yet. So there's always more than one way that you could work this problem. If I want the x's to cancel, then I need these to be opposites but have the same numerical value, like 4 and 4. So this is a -10. If that was a +10, then those would cancel. Well, I can easily make a 5 a +10 by multiplying it by 2. So one option is to multiply the first equation by +2. Remember, when you multiply, you have to multiply all three terms by that number. So 2 times 5x gives me 10x, 2 times y gives me 2y, and 2 times 5 gives me +10. Now I can add these two equations because my x's will cancel out. So I'm ready to add. -10x plus 10x is 0 x's, so I don't have an x. 5y plus 2y is 7y. Then my equals, and -10 and 10 cancel out. And so I always have students that are confused. They're like, there's not anything on the right side of the equation. But remember, when numbers cancel, it's because they equal 0. So we can still put a number over here on the right side. It's a 0. -10 plus 10 is 0. Now, this does not mean you don't have a solution. You do. You only have no solution when your x and your y both cancel out. And our y did not cancel out. It's still right here. So we can solve for y by getting rid of the 7, which means we're undoing multiplication by dividing by 7. And we know we have to do that to both sides. So even though we had a 0 over there, we now have 0 divided by 7, and 0 divided by anything is 0. So our y value of our point is 0. That's a number. We need to find the x value. Remember, you can go to either one of your original equations. I'm going to use the first one again. 5x plus y equals 5. And I'm going to replace the y, don't put it in the x spot, it's the y value, with 0. So I would have 5x plus 0 equals 5. Well, 5x plus 0 is just 5x. And so we know we can solve for x by undoing multiplication by dividing by 5. And 5 divided by 5, any number divided by itself is 1. So our x is 1. So our point is 1, 0. Make sure that you always check that. So I'm going to use the first equation, 5x, I'm replacing the x with 1, plus y, replacing the y with 0, and making sure that equals 5. Well, 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 plus 0 is 5. So it works in the first equation. In the second equation, I had -10x, so I'm replacing x with 1, plus 5y, I'm replacing the y with 0, equals -10. So -10 times 1 is -10, 5 times 0 is 0, and -10 plus 0 is -10. So that's correct. It works in both equations. Remember, there's always more than one way to work the equation, so you didn't have to work it the way that I did to get the correct answer. If you wanted your y's to cancel instead of your x's, then instead of multiplying the top equation by 2, you want that, since that's a +5, you need that to be a -5. So you could have multiplied the entire first equation by -5 instead. And you're still going to get the same exact answer. It's just a different way of working it. So you don't have to work it both ways. You just pick whichever way you want to work it.